Hey Feasters, and welcome to episode 207. Today, you will learn the most important piece of your sales process, and that's to overcome objections and direct the lead down the path that they want to be on. Welcome to the Ask Rezzz podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm here to help you get past those bumps in the road, those struggles, those things that hold you back from building an amazing and profitable freelance business each and every single day. If you haven't already done so, go back and listen to the last episode, episode 206, where you will learn the first two steps to getting better at sales. First step is learn from every single sales call, and 2, identify the type of buyer you were talking with. By the end of this episode, you will learn the most important piece of sales. That is how to overcome any objection to the 5 buyer types we identified in the last episode. Just to be thorough though, before we dive in, let's just go over those 5 buyer types again. The price buyer, those that want to just get the lowest price they possibly can. The value buyer, those that want quality and price isn't so much a concern. The know-it-all buyer, those that feel they know how to do your job. The wishy-washy buyer, those that really don't know what they want. And finally, the go-between buyer, those that say they are a decision maker, but not really. Once you key in on identifying which type of buyer you are actually speaking to, you want to embrace them, lean in to what they want, and give them exactly what they are asking for. Yeah, let me say this again. When you identify which buyer type you are speaking to, you want to embrace them. Lean in to whatever they are asking for from you and give it to them. Which leads me to step 3. You want to put the buyer on the right path. With any of these buyer types, you don't want to waste your time in writing a proposal unless you get a firm yes at the end of the call. You aren't in business to write proposals. If they balk at a timeline or a cost investment and still ask for a proposal, tell them that this is the proposal. Nothing will be different in that document. Profits don't happen by writing proposals. There is no reason to waste time on writing up an in-depth proposal on something that's never going to happen anyway. Explain to the lead that the proposal is merely a formality to get the ball rolling on the project together. If what they hear on this call doesn't make sense to them to move forward, nothing will change their mind in that document. When you identify the type of buyer you are dealing with, there is a different path that you want to direct them to. When it's a price buyer, you want to lead them to a referral. When it's a value buyer, you want to lead them to a firm yes to move forward. When it's a know-it-all buyer, exude empathy first with a path of clarity for why they are talking to you in the first place. If it's a wishy-washy buyer, add value and let them go so that they can come back later. If it's a go-between buyer, explain the process, but then full stop until all the decision makers are on the call. The final piece to this puzzle is overcoming the objections. To help you identify which buyer a lead is depends on the objections that they have. As you have your next sales call, or if you've recorded calls in the past, then go back and listen to them very closely. Break out a piece of paper and write down any of the objections that you hear from the lead. Things like, that seems like a lot of money for this, or this should be simple. Another one is, sounds great, but I have to talk with so-and-so first. Another one is, I'm not sure, or I had this other person and it didn't work out. I'm talking with a few other vendors and I have someone else who can do this work, but wanted to see what else was out there. I can go on, but I think you're getting the point here. Not every objection is in the form of confrontation or conflict, like you were too much money. Statements like, I'm not sure, or this should be simple, are objections that are telling of who they are. Write them all down and work through them where next to them you actually put the type of buyer you think they are. Practice this on each call you have, and you'll start getting better at identifying the type of buyer. Once you can identify the type of lead, you can then use that as a trigger to push that buyer towards the appropriate path. Only pushing value buyers and those that give you a firm yes to move forward to the proposal writing stage. Two things happen immediately with this. The feeling of not closing enough deals starts to go away. And two, you start to identify the buyer type or the lead type earlier in the process so that you don't even get on the phone with the ones that you shouldn't be. Do this on your very next sales call. As you push the various types down the appropriate path, you'll maintain your position as the expert, and that feeling of getting lots of people on the phone but not closing enough will start to go away. If you have a question, ask Rezzz. That's me. By leaving me a tweet at Rezzz on Twitter, or head on over to my website, and there's a little chat bubble there. Go ahead and ask your question. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, it's your time to live in the feast.